are coming to your charts and you don't know exactly what you're looking for, you're simply gambling. You need to know exactly what you're looking for way before you even open your charts. And to make these things easy, I've given step-by-step strategies, two kind of strategies to be specific: the most explosive trading strategy for indices and the trend continuation strategy. And under the most explosive trading strategy for indices, I did mention we have different kind of trends, and each of these trends can be treated as a strategy on themselves, and they work for any market. So when we look at this creeping trend, it's actually on page 7 and 8 because we have two, one for a bullish move and one for a bearish, and the definition is straightforward. First of all, we have a move that collapses very fast. It's then followed by a creeping move, and this one must happen fast, meaning this one must actually take time. This one should be actually longer than the initial drop. In this case, I'm talking about a bear move, right? So this one must be fast and this one must take time. Then that simply means this is gonna be followed by a move to the downside, which will of course hit this position. So the initial take profit is this one down, and obviously it's more likely gonna continue, because if prices are collapsing, they are most likely gonna continue. And I'll just say sometimes these moves are gonna take time to appear, but it's important to master them, because when they do, they give a huge opportunity for a high risk reward ratio. So now we're gonna be just looking at this move. You see, down, creeping, yes. Now let's go back to our charts quite quick and look at Friday. And right now, as you look here, I am on gold. What did gold do? Gold collapsed. You see, it collapsed. Then we had a creeping move to the top. This move was so fast. How do you know it was fast? Obviously, if you take this tool and you project from where the move began all the way to the downside, you can see this actually took roughly 18 candles, and this is a 15-minute candle, so we have 18 candles. And then when we project from the low point over here all the way to the top, we can see now we have 50 candles. You see, so 18 versus 50. This tells you that this one took more time. What did we say? When they do something like this, they are mostly gonna collapse, and the first point they are mostly gonna reach is this low. You see, and of course, if they are dropping heavily, they are most likely gonna close very low. Hold until the close, because most of the time prices are gonna close far from where they open. So you see, this is a creeping trend. It was a dead giveaway, a very simple one to say, because if you look at it, let's just look at this. They gave a beautiful channel, a beautiful channel. I will talk about candles and channels later. They gave a beautiful channel, then they changed directions to the downside, you can see. Then later we had non-form. By the way, non-form actually did nothing, it just went up, went down. Then they came and looked at this beautiful big candle down here, and when they do something like this, they try to go up and they eventually fail. The moment prices come and surpass this area over here, which is the low of this engulfing candle, that's where you can actually add easy executions, the most easiest. But we got this from where? We got this from the creeping trend we had. That giveaway, you see, page 7, definition given in full. There is no excuse for not getting these things, because I've noticed most of you have this book, but you tend to forget because you are looking for different strategies every day and you forget what you already have. You see, and it fell roughly 400 and something points. Imagine free something you had in front of you. Everything I trade is in this playbook and it's in the description. Let's go to another one. Now again, we spoke about different types of trends, and in this case, let's look at the explosive trend, and I will only explain this one going up right now because that's the kind of opportunity we were given on Friday. I think Friday was just a dead giveaway. Friday was a dead giveaway. So look at this. This is the explosive trend. What happens? First of all, we have 1 or 3 trend lines. They give a trend line, then again they come and give another trend line. Prices go up and then they start hitting a trend line on a different level. That simply tells us everybody down here is trapped and they don't want to revisit this area. Hence you see here, I try to draw these things in a very simple way. You see, they are trending on the first trend line, then they go to the next trend line where they trend, and that's where eventually they will go up and come and bounce and shoot up very heavily. You see, it's on the playbook. It's roughly on page, let me check the page for you because most of you have it. Okay, this one is actually on page 9. As you can see down here, we have page 10. You see, so this is the information each and every one of you has. So let's go go to the charts again. This is the NAS on Friday. We had none bomb. However, if you look at it, we had this first trend line. Obviously, if we're gonna project it through, you see it pieces through. So we had this first trend line, and then again they gave another trend line. You see, prices touch. This is a dead giveaway. You know what to anticipate. So mostly when prices do this, we observe them and wait for what we know. If they come and break down, obviously the explosive has failed. Some of the trends will fail. Sometimes they'll give a very good setup, but it will fail during the day. Hence why even in my last video, I gave you the checklist I use to actually track on the day itself, because yes, they can give a beautiful setup which can fail. However, look at this one. It played out very well. Not only this one, if we go to S&P 500 again, they gave the same kind of thing. If you look at it, this is where we got the first trend line over here, and then again same thing, we got the second trend line here. You can see if we project this first one, it just pieces through, you see. So all this information was in front of everyone. What do you do when you know this? Obviously now I'm on a 5-minute time frame. You can switch to a 1-minute time frame, and when they shoot up, you just wait for a retest on a smaller time frame, and you could take it in line with the explosive trend, and you know this is gonna work very well. The first area they're gonna hit, obviously if they are coming from the close and they are going up, obviously they're heading towards the high of yesterday. That's something we know. If they are coming from the closing price and they're heading down, they are mostly going to the low of yesterday. This is not that hard, because all this information is what each and everybody has.